Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the LED wand project. So as you can see, I added a little more shrink wrap to the project because I learned that you do want to cover all the wires that you can. Any exposed stuff can get messed up when we add the dry clay. So I did add masking tape all the way around after cleaning up the wires with either electrical tape or shrink wrap. And I just wanted to make sure to cover it all the way down. And I had to do it in a couple different segments. I did the short part first, and then I did the base afterwards. As you can see from my first project, it started to brown because some of the wires are exposed, so I had to open it back up and add a little more in there. And this is the finished product after we wrap it in tape. I have it just close enough to the edge, but we'll probably even end up putting clay up closer to the top. So once our project's all wrapped, what we want to do is put it in air drying clay. I used air drying clay because, of course, you don't want to put these things in the oven. So yeah, this is what I used. Creative paper clay. And I have a link in the description below. Alright, so one tip is you are going to want to work fast with this clay because it can dry and it'll be a little more tough to work with. But once you got it on, you should be pretty solid. And then what I did is I got just a comb, just a regular comb, and I just made little marks in it along the way to kind of get this wood grain pattern. And this comb worked out for me pretty well because, the two sides, so I can make my little fine tune ones, go one direction and go the other. And then I can kind of do like a rough pass through with a thicker side. And then just keep continuing down, doing the same thing on both sides. And if it gets a little too deep, just give it a quick roll and it should be good. And just get it enough so it covers the tape at the top, but you don't want to hide the light completely. All right, and then here it is after it dried. It takes about a day to dry or two. And here's the pattern. So this is after like Ron Weasley's wand. It has a little texture at the bottom. And what I did for this, I kind of just alternated pinching directions for that one. So that's just another style you can do. And in the background, you can see there is the one with the wood grain pattern. And then for those textured dots at the end, I just, dabbed it with the comb. And just, big one, little one, just keep dabbing it. And then after that, we gave it a coat of paint. So I used that Satin Acrylic Paint. Satin because, it's not super glossy, it's not super flat, and it kind of gives it this nice wood look. And yeah, so the first coat, I did the lighter coat. And then after that, I let it dry for an hour like the bottle recommended. And I went in with the darker coat and quickly wiped it off. Drew a little further, wiped it off. And so that way the darker coat got into the cracks and crevices and gave it that nice little wood grain. And the funny thing about this one is I had a hard time finding the button. What I did to cover the button is put a little whiteout on it, let it dry, and then I was able to paint over it. Yeah, and this ash one, you can kind of tell the button is a lot clearer. And I did the opposite where I did a dark coat and then I did quickly over with a white coat. And at the very bottom, I did the same. So you can see it kind of has this like antlered look, which I think was like Ron Weasley's wand. So to get that antler look, what I did was I dabbed it with the tip of the comb and pretty much the same thing as the grooves where I painted with a white color and then I did a darker color over it and quickly wiped it off. But I did go over and like highlight the edges with a whiter color. So it's up to your imagination, the other things you kind of do. And here's the ones I made. So here's one where I just did a loop of gold around there. So that's metallic paint. You just use more dry clay, mix and match colors. And yeah, just do dark to white or white to dark. What I did to extend that is I wrapped some masking tape around a popsicle. And for this one, I did a dark color followed by white again, kind of this beat up look. And then at the bottom, I did a green as well. And this one is my favorite one. I kind of make it look crooked, but basically I just put excess clay on alternating sides going down, kind of give it this like almost twisted look. And then again with the dark clay going light. And this one, I believe I model after Sirius Black. I used like a end of an eraser to make those circles and then just a toothpick to make the lines. And this one, I think of it as like a unicorn horn. I mixed and matched the metallic with some irregular satin paint and got that kind of look. And this one, just another basic one. White and dark alternating. And this one here, my wife didn't believe that I can do an elder one, and there you go. So just clumps of clay, doing a dot thing, kind of mixing and matching some of the things I did previously. Mixing the colors is a little tough, but you can and get it. And this is the one I showed you guys earlier with the alternating pattern, Ron Weasley's wand. And those are all the wands I made. Everybody loved them. They were great. They worked. They functioned. The first one was a little flaky, but we were able to get it to work. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to post your wands in the comment section. I look forward to seeing them. I hope they turned out great. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.